Hi there, my name is Bill, and I am a first officer on the Boeing 737 for a major US airline, and today I'm doing an honest reaction to fail armies fails on an airplane. Let's go. All right, this looks like an Airbus. What's gonna happen? Oh, there goes the cowling. Someone forgot to latch it. That's definitely gonna be a return. Oops.
You guys got Martin?
So first thing, small airplane. You got the kid in the back holding his ears. Another kid with no ear protection, and this guy up front with no ear protection. If you're going to be flying a small airplane, please, for the love of God, wear ear protection so you don't lose your hearing.
Man, it breaks my concentration. It's bad.
What happened?
You can't hold that.
Oh, he had flatulence there. So you can pop the open in the smaller, the windows open. The small airplane's not pressurized, so you can do
crash. It's your fault. If we crash, he his pants
I mean,
up here.
Where else are you supposed to go? There's no lab.
What kind of guy in an airplane this small?
Oh. Okay. I know exactly where this is gonna go, and it's because look at what this guy is doing. So, if older airplanes sometimes require you to hand prop it, if for some reason and something on your airplane broke that requires you to hand start it or hand prop it, please don't. Just get it fixed. This is so dangerous. There has to be a certain stance that you have to take, and I don't know. We'll see where this video goes. It's a Piper Archer, so something must be broken, but this never goes well when someone freaking hand props. Okay, so first of all, you don't move it that fast if you have to move a prop through something, unless you're getting to the friction point, which is where it is right now, to throw it down. Him doing it right there, that could have started. And the biggest threat with that is if you lean forward, because you have to lean forward to push it down. If your feet aren't set, you're going to fall into the prop. And I actually can't see if there's anybody in the cockpit, but if there's nobody in the cockpit holding the brakes and the brakes fail, like the parking brake, if you survive the hand prop, the next thing is it's going to fly right towards you and chop you up. So let's see what this guy does. Oh, I thought, okay. I jumped because I thought that's where it was. If you look at where his head is when he does that. Where is it? Sorry, let me find it. Okay, there's the one. Watch where his head is when he does this. It's like right underneath the prop. Right there. Right there is what's going to get you killed. Because what happens is you're still holding onto this and you push it. It's going to slightly pull you because it'll come away from you. You lose your balance and then this falls right on top of your head. This is why you don't hand prop. I almost flinched again. And he wasn't expecting. Holy, oh, that was so close. Look how close he is. Look how close he is. And you see how kind of off balance and when he jumped back. If something had happened where he was a little bit closer, maybe fell forward, he would have been chopped up. That's horrible. Why you don't do that?
Holy, I just barely got that. Oh my.
Where did that plane come from? It's a highway. I don't see an airport. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
That is unbelievable. Okay. So this is Maho Beach. I see this all the time when I'm flying in and out of San Martin. Please, 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 for the love of God, do not try to ride the jet blast. There's a reason why trucks at airports don't go behind or aircraft that are taking off, because it's extremely dangerous. Not to mention the sand hurts. But, for the 737, it's 26,000 pounds of thrust aside. And that's takeoff thrust. So that's going to nail you and then throw you into, one of these barriers here, maybe. There's concrete, there's metal, there's all sorts of stuff you can hurt yourself on. So, watch this couple. Oh, and there's your next problem. You see that? That's the tail of the airplane. That's the back end, which means the engines are, right there. Okay, he's gone. He bailed. What is she doing? As I said before, right? Concrete barriers. Look at where her face is about ready to land. Boink. And that's how you get seriously hurt. As much fun as it looks like, don't do it. Watch from a distance, watch a little bit further down, but don't ride the fence. If you ever have the urge to do this, don't. It's not, I don't know where in the world that's socially acceptable to be drying that using the overhead vents. Where's he going? Where's the runway? All I see is a street. And the first thing when I see this is very low. The nose is really high. So very slow. I think he's going to stall it. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. Plop. Ooh. Yep. That's why you don't get low and slow. Oh yeah, I remember seeing this. How did he get up the window exit, maybe?
Did he open the door? How did he get up there? He came up from down on the
He came from down on the ground? That's pretty good climbing skills. For somebody to get up on the wing. It's not it's not short to the ground. Oh, a C-17. I've seen this one. This is in Australia during an air show. That is so cool. Okay, so remember when we were kids and we fit the square blocks into the triangle holes? Well, it was funny when we were kids, but when we were adults on airplanes, first of all, if it doesn't fit like this, don't ever force anything like it, because you'll end up breaking something and downing the airplane for maintenance. If you're really having trouble, just call a flight attendant. They'll be able to help you. They know how to jigsaw those bags into place, but don't ever force it. Like this guy. Can you not see the top of it? There's this weird effect at airports, y'all, that common sense just kind of goes out the window at airports. You'll see a lot of weird things at airports because of that. There we go. Okay, so what the guy's gonna be pointing at and playing with, that's just the trim piece. There's nothing structural about it. It's just for superficial purposes. It's just a trim piece in the airplane. Although it does look sketchy, but it has no like structural purpose.
Alright, good job. Y'all keep that.
I have never been on a flight that's done this, but I've seen them do this before. I want to say, let me guess, Southwest? Yeah, I think it's Southwest. That's pretty funny. You see an engine fire, right? You see fire on the ground, which means there's probably some sort of fluid falling down from the engine. Now, normally the procedure, at least for us, is if it's outside the pressure vessel, so outside the cabin, we won't evacuate. We'll let fire rescue come and fight the fire, and we'll try to isolate and fight the fire from the cockpit. And that's just because it's safer for you inside the airplane than outside the airplane. But for whatever reason, they initiated evacuation. Maybe the flight attendant saw smoke or something, because the flight attendants can initiate a evacuation. But first things first, this lady in the left in the black dress, she's carrying her purse. So she's already got like a negative score. You never take your carry-ons with you, ever. Because that'll delay the time for other people behind you to evacuate. So don't ever do that. And okay, she's gonna get another negative score. So the guy that's filming, first of all, you should be getting at least a football field length away upwind. So the wind is going, it looks like across, so from the right of the screen to the left of the screen, you need to be going to the right at least 300 feet to get a whiff of smoke fumes and if there's an explosion. And there you go. This is the generation we live in. Please do not stop and film the airplane. Right here, if something were to explode or a fire were to erupt, if fire rescue wasn't there, you're in just as much danger as if you were sitting, or actually more danger than if you were just sitting on the airplane. So please just don't film it. Evacuate, get 300 feet away upwind, then maybe start filming. Just don't do that right there. So I rarely see this with my airline. I have had one instance where I've seen it and I've talked to the ramper and said, hey, no, please don't do that. Our customers deserve better. So it's very rare here in the United States, I feel like, seeing that. Looks like California. Oh, fully involved. Ooh, that's an old, like, warplane. Oh, that's a shame. Someone probably spent a lot of money restoring that. That's unfortunate. Oh, and over here, once again, you see these guys off to the left, don't film it. Keep moving. Keep moving, because once again, if that explodes or something, they're in the danger zone over there. This is self-explanatory. It has to be self-explanatory. Do not smoke, do not vape on an airplane. If you need to do that, like you can't go flights or a flight time length without smoking, don't fly. It's extremely dangerous because of the amount of flammable items that are on an airplane, and an aircraft fire in flight is extremely dangerous, not to mention extremely inconsiderate to everybody around you. That's why the guy across the way is like, is anybody looking at this? Yeah. Okay, what are we looking at? There's something outside the window. Oh. Oh God, I hate it when people do this. Lady's feet. Okay. So first of all, airplanes are not as clean as you think they are. They do get cleaned, but they're not as clean like home. Just don't go walking around with your shoes off. 2, in case of an emergency or an evacuation, wear tennis shoes when you're on an airplane, some sort of secure tennis shoe, because it'll help you move away from the airplane quicker versus not having shoes on. And 3, you see this like pillar right here between the windows. Etiquette states that everything in front of that belongs to the lady up front. So your feet, personal items, hands, hair, bags, or anything should not be in front of that above the armrest. Oh my God, that's disgusting. If you ever have this happen, don't do anything to the person. Call the flight attendant and have the flight attendant handle it. That is atrocious. What in the... What is that? Oh, it fell out of somebody's cooler. Oh. That's why you always secure it with duct tape. I would say that's probably not going to clear customs now. Yikes. Oh, I've seen this before. So when we train, I trained in Florida, and we would always say, you know, if we have an engine failure, we'd use the beach as an option. We would only ever land on the beach if we could 100% guarantee there was nobody on the beach. But a lot of times it's like this, where there's people on the beach. So the safest option for us is to land just off the beach to the point where the airplane won't sink and we won't drown, but also it's close enough to shore for immediate rescue and help. But the problem is when you take that, you still take the risk that there's beachgoers out in the water, and you can see a couple here. So let's watch right there. You see how he kind of pulled the nose up and then stalled it in on the other side? Good for him. Good for them.
Get over here!
Oh, that's loud.
Get over here!
Really good job having the situational awareness of seeing the pilots, or I'm sorry, seeing the beachgoers there, and for the pilot to make that slight pitch correction to go over.
Get over here!
Also, if this continues to happen, get off your phone, don't film, call 911, or go help and rescue. All right, if you don't feel rescuing help, or if you don't feel comfortable rescuing someone or going to help, call 911. Like this right here. You see this lady right here off the left, the mom there? She's taking on her phone to film. Don't do that. That pilot could be hurt. The plane could be sinking. Like I said, you don't have to go out there and help them, but at least call 911 to get the process going.
All right, we got an actual plane crash.
Yeah, and you're filming it. Okay, so those are the little bins that you use to check to see if your carry-on will fit, which is odd because it looks like it would. And I guess, so I guess you could get it into the bin, but couldn't get it out. $10 says he'll still tell the flight attendant it fits. Oh, that sucks. That's why I never put my bag in one of those things, because okay. There's ways to handle that, and this is not it. Unspoken rule of etiquette is that if there's 3 across, the people on the outside, the aisle and the window, they'll get the outside armrest, and because you are the brave enough one to be in the middle, or you got the unfortunate one to be in the middle, you get both armrests. In this scenario, where it's just 2 seats maybe, I don't know, flip a coin for it. I really don't know. It's kind of hard because there's an odd number, but this is definitely not the way to handle it. The way the guy just shoved him. That's a real quick way to get an altercation at 37,000 feet. And now you have to, yeah, now you just started something that you're going to have to sit there and deal with for the next hour or so on your flight. Yeah, granted, if he was hogging the armrest, you could have asked if, you know, or gentle nudge, but just to be facetious and shove his arm off for a video like that, that's rude. That's just straight up rude. See, this dude looks like he's had a long flight day. Nobody's gonna claim him. Man, there's some red eyes. I feel like, you know, I feel like that after a red eye sometimes. Okay, landing on a highway. Is he gonna hit any cars? Oh, okay. That takes skill. You're in an emergency, landing probably without powers, which is maybe what he's doing here, or she's doing here. And you have the ability to squeeze it in between cars. Oh, and not hit anything. that's amazing. That's my worst fear when I was doing general aviation of landing on a highway is I just didn't want to hurt anybody or damage any property, because there's always this discussion of, do we land with traffic or against it? And it's kind of two schools of thought with it. If people can see you flying overhead for landing, then they can stop and create like a clear space in front of you. The argument, and the other argument is landing towards the traffic or against traffic so they can see you. The only problem with that is that if you're traveling towards them and they see you and they stop, that everybody behind them is going to stop, and it's going to create this huge traffic jam. So you're not going to have a clear place to land. But the downside of doing it this way is you're coming up behind drivers. So if they don't see you, kind of like what this airplane had to do, you kind of had to dodge and weave and get in between cars. But very well done. Let me guess, British Airways? Yeah. How did that guy get up there? It's a very slick, like rounded surface. Oh, I bet he used the door. That's probably what he did, is he used the door. Well, that plane's not going anywhere. Okay, this is probably a like bird strike or compressor stall. That's why you get kind of the flame, and then you'll hear a lot of popping and banging. This right here is called a storm window. It's usually for airflow, and like you can use it to get a clear view with the camera, but for whatever reason, a lot of people like to stick things out there. Do not stick anything outside there because you will lose it. It is directly out on the wind stream, and I bet you, yep, here we go. See ya. That's the quickest way to lose an expensive piece of equipment there. Oh my god, yeah, I completely feel this guy. That's what it looks like when I commute on a 50-seat RJ.
No, no, you know what?
I've actually seen quite a few of these in the airport.
I'm not doing it.
Oh crap, not that though.
I quit.
I did not. I've never seen that. Oh, are we looking at... Oh, okay. So once again, it's kind of like the other one. This right here is just a trim seal. It's a trim. It doesn't serve a structural purpose. You could rip that off and the airplane would still pressurize. The window wouldn't break. The actual metal pressure structure is that outside window pane. It just kind of... It doesn't look good. And whatever you do, don't pull it. Let me guess. Somewhere in Florida? How did that even happen? Did someone have a cooler full of craps? Florida Fish and Wildlife are gonna have a ball with that one. Could you imagine being the crab and just coming out of this like dark container, and now you're suddenly on this like moving metal belt of death? There's nobody at the end to catch them or to pull off the bags. Oops. Okay, so this is like a King Air, I think. And the way they store their bags and stuff is at the back end, in the back end of the engine. And it looks like someone didn't latch it down, so now they were watching their bags hang on for dear life. Oh, I'd be so nervous. I'd be so nervous right before vacation. Okay. So that's funny. It is funny, but just be careful because you may get stopped by law enforcement if they see that. What is going... Is there not somebody down there to catch it? Nope. He is just straight up throwing... What airline is this? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so if I was on a walk around, like outside the airplane, and I saw that, I would definitely say something. Well, that was my first ever reaction video to Fail Army. If you liked the video or enjoyed my reaction, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for my next video. But until next time, be safe, be well, and I'll see you on the next YouTube video.